Today, there's a diet pill that can help you lose weight without caffeine to make you nervous.
All my life I've been struggling with my weight. With Dexatrim, I finally lost weight and without being hungry.
No matter what else you've tried, Dexatrim can help you lose weight. Just one works all day, morning through bedtime, to control your appetite and help you lose weight.
Dexatrim did it for me. I lost weight and feel great.
Today's caffeine-free Dexatrim. Nothing works harder to help you lose weight. Nothing.
This is the sound of Unisom, the sound of sleep. With Unisom, you hit your pillow and fall asleep fast. Tonight, you can sleep more soundly with Unisom, America's #1 sleep aid.
From Gillette comes Sensor, the only razor that can sense and adjust to the individual needs of your face. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and individually adjust to your face. The closest, safest, most comfortable Gillette Sensor, together with the richness of foamy shave cream for the best shave a man can get.
Every second of an asthma attack can feel like an eternity. That's why there's Primatene Mist. Primatene opens clogged breathing tubes in as fast as 15 seconds. Primatene Mist, the fastest type relief known.
I'm not a health nut, but I'm careful about what I eat, drink, and the medicine I take. So I listen to my doctor. For my headaches, he recommends Advil. I found just one Advil is as effective as 2 regular-strain Tylenol acetaminophen. I like that. And every Advil tablet is specially coded and carries the Advil name. That's reassuring to me. Today, it isn't aspirin or Tylenol. It's Advil. Advil, tablets and caplets, advanced medicine for pain.
Above the Law will continue. I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Paula Zahn. Tomorrow, an inspiring story. A couple who beat cancer and sterility.
Meet them and their baby on CBS this morning.
Nashville. Share the struggles of the hopefuls. A Kentucky Kid's Big Break and the Stars' Lonely Road. A song and a dream on 48 Hours. Then
I didn't do it.
she's accused of killing her lover. Now someone's using McCabe to cover the truth.
You set me up.
Jake and the Fat Man after 48 Hours Wednesday.
On land, at sea, and in the air, they're keeping Miami nice.
This is awesome!
Making a big splash in Police Academy 5 Saturday.
This is CBS.
Somehow the news is getting around about Dunkin' Donuts.
My donut's coming up to 52 varieties with no cholesterol.
Dunkin' Donuts now with no cholesterol.
The popularity of snowmobiling has increased over the years. Because of this increase in trail users, now is the time for you to set a good example to the new snowmobilers. Heed the trail markers. Highway signs help us arrive at our destination safely. Trail signs serve the same purpose. This message has been brought to you by WAGM TV and the Maine Snowmobile Association.
Here's a preview of the news coming up at 11.
Good evening. There have been several accidents in the county tonight. Car accidents in Bridgewater and Mars Hill have sent people to the hospital, and wardens are at the scene of a snowmobile accident north of Madawaska Lake. What was thought to be a compromised budget agreement in Augusta earlier today may be in trouble tonight, and we'll take you on a tour of a snowmobile museum in Maine and show you some snow sleds you have not seen for years. In sports, Rainey will have a look at tonight's all-star shootouts at the University of Maine Presque Isle, and weather-wise, Kevin says the worst will pass us by, and we'll have more of the same. Join us for the news coming up at 11.
Parents, teach your kids that recycling trash is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Teach your kids to recycle.
This is WAGM TV 8.
Her gray, my wife can spend 40 minutes. But I discovered the 5-minute hair coloring.
The revolutionary discovery called Just for Men, from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men, and in 5 minutes, shampoo out.
Gray is blended away. The look of my natural color is back in 5 minutes. That was me, and it won't fade or wash out.
My hair takes forever, but you look great in just 5 minutes.
The look of your natural color in just 5 minutes. With Just for Men.
For 46 lonely years, I had a secret. I could not read. But then I ordered the reading cassettes, hooked on phonics, and taught myself how to read without any help or embarrassment. In fact, after learning one 18-minute cassette, I was able to read a 120-page book. So if you or your child have a reading problem, order Hooked on Phonics and learn to read. I did.
Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
When life's little irritations are everywhere you turn, more people turn to Visine. When eyes need it most, it's the most trusted name for relief. Visine gets the red out and a whole lot more. And when your eyes feel extra dry and irritated, they need extra relief. Visine Extra gets the red out, plus an extra medication that soothes, cools, and moisturizes dry, irritated eyes. Visine gets the red out and a whole lot more.
If you're tired of hunting for your vacuum cleaner's attachments, get the new Dirt Devil Upright. It's lightweight, easy to use, and all the attachments are built right into the vacuum, so you can clean everything from floor to ceiling and edge to edge without stopping to find a thing. And because it's a Dirt Devil, it's packed with plenty of cleaning power. So stop hunting for your attachments. Get the new Dirt Devil Upright, the all-in-one cleaner that cleans it all.
All across America, people have discovered a big plus, the wonderful, easy way to remove stains from their teeth. Their smiles are Plus White smiles, thanks to the remarkable product Plus White. Only Plus White has the patented gel formula that works so well it even removes coffee and tobacco stains. Plus White. Baseball star Lenny Dykstra uses it for whiter, brighter teeth and a great smile. The patented Plus White formula for the Plus White smile. Get it.
Look who lost 354 pounds, and here's how.
Well, I lost 30 pounds in 3 months with Ultra Slim Fast.
I lost 25 pounds in 3 months.
I lost 40 pounds in 4 months with Ultra Slim Fast.
I lost those last 10 hard-to-lose pounds in only a month.
They all did it with a delicious Ultra Slim Fast shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner.
You want to feel great? Lose weight.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Ultra Slim Fast.
Give us a week, we'll take off the weight.
A young man on the run from outlaws who killed his family. A mysterious drifter hiding a secret past.
Why are you helping me? Because you need help.
Now, their only hope for survival.
Where did they go?
Could be each other.
You're right behind us!
Rick Schroeder, Wilfred Brimley, Adrian Barbeau. Blood River, Sunday.
Relive your first enchantment
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
and your best adventures.
I'll get you, my pretty.
I didn't scare you?
The tin forgot to give me a high. Put 'em up.
Put 'em up. Bring me the broomstick of the witch of the west.
Close your eyes. Tap your views together 3 times.
And journey down the yellow brick road with the family classic The Wizard of Oz next Tuesday. The time is prime for the madness of March. Prime time Thursday and Friday. Check local listings for your team and your time. March Madness on CBS.
This is CBS.
Join WAGM TV 8 Saturday, March 16th at 7 o'clock p.m. for the 1991 Class A State Finals. Brought to you by Grant's Dairy. It's got to be Grant's naturally. By CarQuest Auto Parts stores in Ashland, Mars Hill, Presque Isle, and Caribou. By Classic Coke and your local Coca-Cola bottler of Presque Isle. By True Value. You can do it with True Value hardware stores. By Shop and Save, where you'll find lower prices all the time. And by Bangor Savings Bank, serving Maine families and businesses since 1852. It's another exciting auto show 91, March 16th and 17th at the Forum in Presque Isle. Yes, Saturday the 16th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday the 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Presque Isle auto dealers will be displaying all the new autos and trucks from 1991. There'll be free admission, and best of all, you get to see all the latest offerings from the major auto manufacturers and pick out what you like. Also, there'll be on-the-spot financing, too, so if you're looking for a new car or truck, head for the Forum in Presque Isle, March 16th and 17th for the Presque Isle Dealers Auto Show 91.
From the Crown of Maine, the news with Andy Harvey, sports with Rainey Kluge, weather with meteorologist Kevin Carter, and the news team.
Good evening. Icy roads are being blamed for several accidents in the county tonight, 2 of which sent people to the hospital. The first was in Bridgewater just before 7 o'clock. According to State Trooper Jim Willey, 24-year-old Sharon Damiata was headed north on Route 1A on Bunker Hill. She lost control of her pickup on the icy road when her truck was hit by a gust of wind. She struck a telephone pole and went 100 feet over an embankment. She was taken to the Heuristic Medical Center, but according to Trooper Willey, she appears to have avoided serious injuries because she was wearing a seatbelt. Damiata was on her way to Loring Air Force Base to greet her husband, who is due back tomorrow from the Persian Gulf. Another accident tonight at about 9 o'clock sent a Fort Fairfield woman to the Heuristic Medical Center. 31-year-old Mary Jane Higgins was a passenger in a pickup truck driven by 21-year-old Dale Saucier, also of Fort Fairfield. His truck was struck head-on Fort Street in Mars Hill. The other car was driven by 20-year-old Paige Giberson of Mars Hill. Trooper Willey says she lost control of her car on ice. Higgins' condition was not available from the Heuristic Medical Center, but according to Willey, she did not appear to be seriously injured. Ironically, Higgins and Saucier were returning from EMT training. Wardens at the scene of a snowmobile accident on the Power Line Trail north of Madawaska Lake. According to state police, one man has been taken to the Heuristic Medical Center as a result of that accident. However, his identity and the nature of his injuries are not yet available. What began as a final compromise agreement to resolve the state's budget crisis remained a snarled package tonight with troublesome loose ends. The legislature's Appropriations Committee snagged anew as it was firming up a compromise package of spending cuts and new revenue to plug a $170 million hole in the state budget through June. Sporadic reports from a series of closed-door meetings indicated that bargainers were seeking to bridge one last gap of between $1 million and $2 million. The talks have been extended into the night with no final end in sight. One of the programs that was spared the Budget Act was the Maine Health Program. Families that qualify for no-cost health care and insurance are relieved there's money for the program, but there could be a catch. Nancy Canton of our Portland affiliate explains.
Donald Kelly is a mental health worker who makes less than $15,000 a year. That money is what his family of 6 lives on. Kelly has health insurance through his employer, but he couldn't afford the co-payment of $50 every 2 weeks. Thanks to the Maine Health Program, he didn't have to. The health program has supplemented his insurance, which means his family doesn't have to do without.
It takes a lot of the burden off with, feeling like it's okay to take them to the doctor, that it's not going to jeopardize, the grocery bill or something else.
Yeah, you really question whether or not we just weren't going to the doctors before we went on the program just because we just couldn't do it.
The Kellys were relieved to hear the legislature had approved money for the health program, which will keep it running at least through June. They are a little worried, though, because even though there is money, there is talk families in the program may have to start making co-payments or paying deductibles, which is something they've never had to do before.
If they raise the deductible up to $200 or $300 a person, yeah, then it would bother me. But if they can keep it down to a reasonable amount, then I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, we don't have any other choice. Our other choice is to do it on our own, period.
While the Maine People's Alliance argues co-payments and deductibles will put people in a position of going without health care, others in state government say something has to be done to bring the Maine Health Program under control because it costs too much. Whatever happens, families like the Kellys are relieved, at least for the next few months. That's because they won't have to worry if someone gets sick. Nancy Canton, News 13, Topsom.
Even though the Maine Health Program has the money to operate, the legislature says no new low-income Mainers can get assistance if they applied after February 26th. With the state budget cuts on the horizon, many school districts are finding themselves financially strapped. The Allagash school system lost 23% of its budget for this year. This cut is forcing the school district to borrow money to keep the school afloat this year. And as Ed Walsh reports, things don't look much brighter for next year. And this could mean the end of the Allagash Consolidated School.
Last year, the Allagash School District received a $124,000 isolation grant from the state. But with budget cuts, the grant was cut to $15,000 for this school year.
We're needing to borrow approximately an additional $40,000 to finish out this fiscal year. That huge a cut doesn't bode well for our being open next year, unfortunately, but our major concern right now is to try to stay open for the remainder of this year.
Voters have already given the okay for the school district to borrow the money. And later this week at town meeting, residents will decide whether the community will lend the money to the school district interest-free. Belanger says he doesn't foresee any problems, but adds there are a lot of major budget items before the school warrant. And when the state legislature approves a new budget, there could be some good news for SAD 10.
Because there is an additional $30,000 that's been targeted for us, specifically for SAD 10 here in that budget. And if we were to get that $30,000, obviously we probably wouldn't need to borrow the 40, but we'd have to wait and see.
And with the cut of the state isolation grant, programs and one teaching position have already been cut. The financial picture of SAD 10 is bleak for this year, and it's not much prettier next year. In fact, SAD 10 voters could be forced to decide whether the doors of this school will open come September.
I'm going to be bringing up that particular question at our district budget meeting a little bit later in March or early April, and the voters will have the opportunity to decide whether they would want to vote some additional local monies to keep the school open for next year. So it will be up to the voters at that time.
But with the state facing a larger budget shortfall next year, the 42 students currently attending the Allagash Consolidated School could find themselves being bused elsewhere. For the news, I'm Ed Walsh in Allagash.
President Bush will soon make a victory tour of the Persian Gulf, and the White House indicates Kuwait will be one of the stops. Spokesman Marlon Fitzwater says the schedule isn't set yet, but he says the trip will come sooner rather than later. Bush has said he wants to visit Kuwait and the other Mideast nations that joined in the anti-Iraq coalition. A Red Cross official predicts Iraq will soon release a large number of kidnapped Kuwaitis. The Kuwaiti government estimates Iraqi soldiers fleeing Kuwait took about 9,000 civilians with them. So far, Iraq has released only about 1,200. Secretary of State James Baker is heaping praise on Israel as he continues the search for peace in the aftermath of the Gulf War. After meeting today with Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir, Baker applauded Israel's government for its restraint in the face of Iraqi missile attacks. Baker also reaffirmed America's commitment to Israel's security. He declared that all Mideast nations are anxious to close the book of war and to open the book of peace. And Baker says his meeting today with Palestinian leaders represents a window of opportunity for peace in the Middle East. The top U.S. diplomat met with the Palestinian leaders in Jerusalem. They want the U.S. to pressure Israel to trade land for peace with its Arab neighbors. Iraqi opposition groups are trying to coordinate their efforts to overthrow Saddam Hussein. Opposition leaders meeting in Beirut today concede government troops have retaken two Shiite Muslim holy cities in southern Iraq. Opposition leaders agree the rebels need better coordination to overcome Saddam's war machine. A member of a Shiite sect fighting Saddam Hussein says the Iraqi leader has been the object of an assassination attempt by a top aide. The rebel leader says the aide, a member of the ruling Revolutionary Command Council, shot Saddam in the right hand, then was killed by Hussein's bodyguards. But Baghdad newspapers say the alleged assassin toured Iraqi provinces yesterday to rally support for Saddam. And still to come on the news tonight, the issue of tree spiking to prevent loggers from cutting down trees came before a state legislature committee today. And later, we'll show you some snow sleds from the past.
It's evening. It's morning.
Are you guys up yet?
It's the middle of the day. However you call, AT&T Reach Out America has a calling plan that can save you money. Now, nobody has more ways to save on long distance. No matter who, where, or when you call, it's Reach Out America. With savings and quality anytime, any place. It's not just long distance. It's AT&T.
All right, class. Sometimes you can defend yourself like this. Or like this. But sometimes you just got to take the law into your own hands.
Watch People's Court every weekday afternoon at 5:30 on WAGM TV 8.
Order your 1991 Maine Shootout Snowmobile Races tape today. Only $24.95, including shipping and handling. Capture the race excitement, driver and mechanic interviews, and race day ambience. Call 207-764-4461 or 1-800-734-9246 in Maine. Outside Maine, dial 1-800-388-6889 during normal business hours. Visa and MasterCard accepted. The 1991 Maine Shootout Snowmobile Races. Order now.
In March, get both the Master Mechanics 6-inch pliers and 8-inch wrench for just $8.99 while supplies last at participating True Value hardware stores.
A New Brunswick court heard an appeal today from a South American man convicted of conspiracy to break 2 Colombian drug smugglers out of jail. Decision on the appeal has been reserved. The man, tried under the name Tito Sanchez Ruiz, claims he was just an interpreter for a group of men planning the jailbreak. Officials say the name is an alias. Ruiz is one of several arrested in 1989 and charged in the plot. At the same time, an arsenal of weapons and ammunition was seized. Maine foresters, land managers, and environmentalists today called for tough sanctions against people who drive spikes into trees to prevent wood cutting. The bill before the legislature's Judiciary Committee comes in the wake of at least 2 incidents in Maine. In one, protesters from a group known as Earth First drove spikes into the trees on the State House lawn, and 400 trees were spiked in Aroostook County last fall. This afternoon, the Maine Forest Products Council's Ted Johnson likened tree spiking to poisoning medicine capsules or putting razor blades in apples. Johnson and others say spikes can not only destroy cutting equipment, but cause severe injuries to people operating the equipment. Senator John Baldacci of Bangor called it terrorism, and Representative Richard Gould, a logger, said the bill is a rational way to deal with irrational people. The Holton Fire Department will be filling their own air tanks these days. What does that mean? Eileen Seligman explains.
The Holton Fire Department purchased an air fill system. The department can now refill their own air, and according to Holton Fire Chief Milton Cohen, the system is a welcome addition to the department.
This is something that has needed for quite some time. The department used to have to travel. It was about a 2-hour process to send shuttles out to get it filled. Now we get it right here, so it just makes our firefighting a little better.
Says the air fill system serves many purposes.
The fact that the EPA is also in the whole area doing a cleanup right now, and they're putting a large demand for bottles. We thought this would be the appropriate time because we could generate some revenue for filling bottles from them, along with bottles from ourselves and the department, and a few private businesses here in the Holton area also.
The system, now 2 weeks old, cost the department $18,000. For the news, I'm Eileen Seligman.
With the new air fill system, it takes 20 seconds to refill an air tank. Coming up after these messages, Kevin Carter says it could have been a whole lot worse weather-wise. For the details, stay tuned.
They all laugh at Christopher Columbus. Witness of the world was round.
Did you see this? What? Ford says I got a big car that's got even more room. So? But handles more like a sports sedan.
I'm sure it does. They all laugh when Edison recorded sound.
Get this. They said they made this V8 for it that's got more power, get better gas mileage.
Yeah, right.
That's what it says here.
They all laughed at Wilbur and his brother when they said that man could fly.
So, when is this miracle car coming out? 1999?
Try today.
Ho, 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 who's got the last laugh now?
Introducing the new Ford Crown Victoria.
That's nice.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
It hurts. Sinus pain, sinus pressure. It really, really hurts. A painkiller alone can't stop it. A decongestant alone can't stop it. Sinutab can. It combines Tylenol's painkiller with Sudafed's decongestant so Sinutab works better than either one alone, without any drowsiness. No wonder it's America's #1 sinus medicine. It stops the pain. It stops the pressure. Signatube stops the pain.
Like families everywhere, the Ryans are looking for ways to economize.
We can save gas by not mowing the lawn.
Right.
Can I take so many baths? I could move out, get my own apartment.
Wrong.
We could go to McDonald's for supper.
And the Ryans have found one place where new lower prices really give you a break today. McDonald's.
Yeah, this was a good idea. Any more thoughts?
We could get discount fares to Hawaii.
That's a great idea.
Steven Seagal is an honest cop. You don't know who you're dealing with an attitude. I can make you disappear. But when a group of killers escape justice and threaten the lives of the ones he loves, get him someplace safe now. He takes the law into his own hands. You guys think you're above the law? You ain't above the law. A network television premiere, Above the Law, Tuesday.
A young man on the run from outlaws who killed his family.
I want him dead.
This is him?
I'm afraid so.
A mysterious drifter hiding a secret past.
You're not the only one who knows what it feels like to kill somebody for revenge.
Now their only hope for survival
You crazy old man! You're right behind us!
could be each other.
Why you help me? Because you need help.
Rick Schroeder, Wilfred Brimley, and Adrienne Barbeau, The True Test of Courage. Blood River, next Sunday. Wednesday, a marriage is falling apart.
I'm too tired for this, okay?
But does she really have any choice?
I didn't know you wanted to get pregnant.
I don't.
WIOU, Wednesday.
This is CBS.
Have you heard the latest news from Fox Ford Lincoln Mercury? The humongous sales going on now. Humongous discounts on a humongous inventory. Extra special discounts on all cars and trucks. Like this F-150 4x4, loaded with these features, just $469 a month and including everything. Freight, GST, provincial tax and license, and not a penny more. With this humongous inventory, Fox Ford needs to sell a lot of trucks today. No money down, only $469 a month for everything at Fox Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Order your 1991 Maine Shootout Snowmobile Races tape today. Only $24.95, including shipping and handling. Capture the race excitement, driver and mechanic interviews, and race day ambience. Call 207-764-4461 or 1-800-734-9246 in Maine. Outside Maine, dial 1-800-388-6889 during normal business hours. Visa and MasterCard accepted. The 1991 Maine Shootout Snowmobile Races. Order now.
You're watching WAGM TV 8.
This is the CBS Sunday Night News. Edie Magnus reporting tonight for Bill Plant. Bill is traveling with Secretary of State James Baker on a peace mission through the Middle East. He reports tonight on the diplomatic successes Baker has scored with Arab states.
Secretary of State Baker is in Cairo tonight on his Mideast swing to promote peace in the wake of the Gulf War. And tomorrow, Mr. Baker goes to Israel for the first time. In Saudi Arabia today, the Arab Gulf states, along with Egypt and Syria, basically endorsed the U.S. plan for more stability in the Middle East. And the Arabs pushed Baker to turn up the pressure on Israel to settle the Palestinian question by trading land for peace.
The framework to achieve a just and comprehensive peace in the region is the convening of an international conference under the UN auspices.
The U.S. supported an Arab peacekeeping force, arms control, and economic cooperation for the region, but did not join in the call for an international peace conference.
This is not the appropriate time, but such a conference at an appropriate time might be useful.
There was no public discussion at the conference of President Bush's call on the Arabs to recognize Israel. But Baker did tell reporters that he senses a much greater willingness on the part of the Arabs to deal directly with Israel, provided that Israel will go along. All of this is a signal to Jerusalem, one Baker knows the Israelis don't want to hear. But Baker and the president clearly feel that this is the time to try to shake things up in the Middle East. Now, here's Edie Magnus in New York with more of tonight's news.
Secretary Baker's peace plan will hit some very choppy waters tomorrow in Israel, which, as Tom Fenton reports, has already been shaken by a number of Arab-Israeli clashes over the weekend.
The Secretary of State will arrive tomorrow in a country increasingly caught up in a cycle of violence.
An Arab man stabbed 4 Israeli women to death today in a Jewish neighborhood of Jerusalem. Crowds later yelled for revenge and stoned Arab cars. Yesterday, the army shot and wounded 77 Palestinians in Gaza. Positions are hardening on both sides of the Jewish-Palestinian divide. The Israeli government today ruled out any territorial compromise with Syria on the Golan Heights, which Israel annexed in 1981. Baker will be dealing with the most hawkish government in Israel's history. The most it is willing to offer for peace is an old plan to give Arabs in the occupied territories some form of limited local government.
No role for the PLO whatsoever. The only role the PLO should assume is disappear from the Middle Eastern scene.
But most local Palestinians insist the Israelis will have to deal with the PLO.
The issue is not the PLO. The issue is, do you respect the Palestinians enough to allow them to choose their own leaders, or do you want to appoint leaders for them?
Police are bracing for protests by both Palestinians and Jews tomorrow. They are hoping they can prevent more bloodshed. Tom Benton, CBS News, Jerusalem.
Only you can understand how it feels to return to freedom. The words of Defense Secretary Dick Cheney to the 21 Americans held as prisoners of war by Iraq. 19 men and 2 women returned home to Andrews Air Force Base today to the embraces of family and friends. Coming up in the Sunday Night News, the flowering of America in the aftermath of war.
Excuse me. You saved my life the other night.
The dinner party.
The coffee. Very successful.
How can you ever thank me?
I'll try and think of something. In the meantime, at least I can return your taster's choice.
Look, I'm busy right now, but perhaps...
Perhaps.
Savor the sophisticated taste of Taster's Choice.
Just my neighbor. How's the coffee?
Perfect. Where do you get it from?
Oh, I have it delivered.
Call me irresponsible.
The Subaru Legacy with full-time four-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes. Since the next guy is capable of almost anything, shouldn't the same be true of your next car?
There were reports today of widening rebellion against Saddam Hussein's rule in Iraq, while anti-Saddam leaders prepared for a conference beginning tomorrow. Alan Pizzi reports.
Iraqi opposition groups with little more in common than hatred of Saddam Hussein are gathering in Beirut to form a unified leadership for the rebellion that is said to have spread to more than 20 Iraqi cities.
We received exactly from Iraq yesterday that the regime of Saddam Hussein used chemical bombs to the people in Karbala city and Najaf city.
Beirut is an ironic and appropriate venue. The city is still trying to reorder the chaos of a 16-year civil war. If Saddam falls, Iraq could well turn into another Lebanon.
Saddam Hussein also should stand trial for war crimes he has committed against Kuwait.
Opposition groups claim increasing numbers of Iraqi soldiers are deserting to their ranks. Izzat Ibrahim, the number 2 man in Iraq, appeared on Iraqi TV rallying troops in the southern city of Nissan. Added to Saddam's political troubles is the very real risk of disease if water and other services are not restored quickly. The Iraqi government is looking for international help to do the job. The opposition groups will seek outside backing for a provisional government in southern Iraq and all the money they can get. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Amman.
For Iraqi soldiers trying to flee Kuwait, there was a terrible fate, as we see in new pictures from the battlefield. Martha Teichner reports.
This is the coast road north of Kuwait City leading to the Iraqi border. In the last hours of the war, it became another highway of death, another Iraqi getaway route gone hideously wrong. This is the unsanitized face of war, the flip side of the successful sorties tallied in what was called the KTO, the Kuwait Theater of Operations. The wreckage goes on for miles. Even silent and still is a picture of grotesque violence, unspeakable sadness, of widows and orphans, of loss.
And I hope everybody sees this and gets the feeling that it's not a clean business.
Frozen in time, how they reacted in those last moments, trying to escape across an oil pipeline or to save one of Saddam Hussein's artillery pieces. In vain, as U.S. planes bore down on them.
It's a road to hell. It's the road that he built. He should be here to see this.
Well, these guys were soldiers, and they didn't have to die like this. They were just trying to get the heck out of Dodge. These poor guys should be back with their families.
Soldiers who will be going home soon can only look solemnly at other soldiers who will not. Martha Teichner, CBS News, near the Iraqi border.
It happens while you sleep.
A kiss? Not yet, honey.
Millions of bacteria form in your mouth.
A kiss? No.
So you wake up with the worst breath of the day, morning breath.
Oh, honey.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Antiseptic Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
How about that kiss?
Where's my kiss?
Kiss me, you big lug.
Scope, original mint or peppermint. The best thing, first thing in the morning.
It has all come so far. Today, our engineers can crash test cars on a computer. If only they could have seen us 40 years ago. We had no idea we were inventing safety science. Most people today know nothing of all this safety pioneering, but I think Mercedes drivers, they know. I think they can feel it.
Hundreds of thousands of anti-government demonstrators crowded into a square in Moscow today. They demanded that Soviet President Gorbachev resign, and they backed opponent Boris Yeltsin in his political fight with Gorbachev. In Belgrade, Yugoslavia, police clashed again tonight with anti-communist protesters. Earlier, armored personnel carriers were deployed following riots yesterday in which 2 people were killed and almost 90 others injured. In El Salvador, the governing Arena Party claimed victory tonight in voting for the legislature and local offices. But a leftist coalition appears to have made major gains. Leftist rebels observed a truce to boost the turnout in hopes Arena would lose. With the war over and with the nation's mayors gathered in Washington tonight, the Bush administration finds itself with a new fight on its hands. Randall Pinkston reports.
The National League of Cities is meeting this week in Washington to map out a congressional agenda. But the Bush administration believes there's only one game in town, theirs. And today, Vice President Dan Quayle echoed the president's call to enact the domestic plan as quickly as Allied forces freed Kuwait.
Passing the legislation of transportation and crime within the first 100 days would be the best thing that the Congress could do for the American people.
But municipal leaders are skeptical. The mayor of Fresno, California, complains that direct federal aid to cities has been cut by 70% in the last decade.
People are doing with less and less service and with more and more strain on the services that exist.
The president has proposed turning over to the states $15 billion, which now goes to the cities. It's called the Turnback Program. Some mayors say it should be turned down.
We have seen what happens when monies are given to the states that are destined for the cities. We don't get them.
The cities are facing a real battle in Washington. Neither the administration nor Congress is promising any relief anytime soon. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, the White House.
Sure, I want my family to eat healthy. Doesn't everyone? And I trust Pam to help.
Look at all the fat and calories butter, margarine, and oil add compared to Pam.
That's why we're Pam people.
No stick Pam. It's the healthier way to cook.
You, behind the coffee cup, show us your Caffrey smile. Caffrey decaffeinates your smile. Caffrey toothpaste helps keep coffee and tea from staining your smile like they stain your cup. Get Caffrey toothpaste or gel and show us your Caffrey smile.
For years, we've been telling you how the four-wheel drive Subaru helps the U.S. ski team get to their events early. Yet at the 1989 World Championships, Norway, France, Italy, and Sweden all got there before us. How'd they do it? That was the year we lent them each a Subaru.
Factory-to-dealer cash could mean great savings to you during the Subaru Spring Value Days.
An early painting by Vincent van Gogh of flowers that hung in a Wisconsin family's home for more than 30 years sold at auction today in Chicago for $1.3 million. Still life with flowers measures 13 inches by 16 inches. Buyers and sellers asked to remain anonymous. Of course, you can pay a lot less and see the real thing all over the country starting this weekend. Shows like this one in New York are springing up all over the country beginning this week, and Americans seem only too anxious to turn their attention from tanks to tulips.
They're cute. Oh, sweet.
To consider the ground not as a space on which to wage war, but to raise flowers.
It's a happy place to be. There's stuff growing. It smells great. You just feel good. This is a good deal.
Gardening has now surpassed golf as the nation's #1 hobby. We'll spend more than $16 billion to cultivate one this year. In a world where so much happens that seems beyond our control, it's almost therapeutic.
Gardening is something that's real hands-on. You do it yourself. You see the results.
And just for a little while you're working with the dirt and the buds and eventually the weeds, you can consider the contribution that flowers make to the human spirit.
A little beauty in everybody's life gives them some optimism, some hope that spring really is coming. It really is around the corner, and it's coming a little faster than they expected.
That's the Sunday Night News. I'm Edie Magnus, CBS News, New York. Good night, and have a great week.
Smith.
And I'm Paula Zahn. What's next for the Palestinians after Iraq's defeat? Tomorrow, Yasser Arafat.
Plus Michael J. Fox on CBS This Morning.
This is CBS.
To keep the winter out the year, to lock out wind and rain, to give you joy and light and pride, to comfort you again and again.
Anderson windows and patio doors do a beautiful job of standing up to the weather outside. But their real beauty is the way they make you feel inside.
Come home to quality, come home to understand.
This is WAGM TV 8.
Last on Dallas.
I heard from my mother. Her plans have changed. She lands at noon, and then she takes off again at 2.
Revenge is never stupid, darling. It's the single most satisfying feeling in the world. Who'd you sell it to?
J.R. Ewing.
Why don't you just stay out of my life? That is no way to treat my guests.
Things are finally starting to get fun around here again.
Yeah, it's like the good old days.
You may not be around for long.
One of us might not be.
Your mother and I have some unfinished business, Jerry.
What do you think?
I think you're a conniving little bitch.
When you see your mama again, maybe she'll tell you what all this is about, but I can't. Tell her Bobby Ewing saved your life. Goodbye, Jerry.
Dallas, sponsored by Clairol. Clairol believes that there should be only one kind of hair, beautiful hair. Where there's beauty, there's Clairol.
You've learned a thing or two about what makeup can do for you, right? Now, how about your hair? I'm not just talking clean hair. I'm talking shiny and soft. I'm talking color you shampoo in. Beautiful color. That's you, only better. Nice and easy. That's what it's called. Nice and easy. I can't think of another move that can make you feel so good about yourself. Love, Maybe.
If I told you my pantyhose could go through an obstacle course like this without a snag, you'd say, no way. And I'd say, no nonsense.
No nonsense. The pantyhose that last.
It needs a little more time.
If you love slow-cooked taste in a spaghetti sauce, you could cook for hours, or taste all new Ragu slow-cooked home style.
How's your headache?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Said, how's your headache?
How did you know I have a headache?
Maybe you should lie down.
How did you know I have a headache?
Honey, it shows.
For a headache so bad it shows, take aspirin-free Excedrin.
Aspirin-free Excedrin?
Aspirin-free. It works.
Aspirin-free Excedrin relief for a headache so bad it shows.
That's more like it.
Do certain women possess a beauty secret you do not? Yes. DuPont Certified Stainmaster Luxura Carpet. It's richer, it's thicker, and it's Stainmaster. Exclusively DuPont.
You're the picture of good health because you eat right. More broccoli, kale, carrots. Foods the Surgeon General recommends because they're rich in beta-carotene. That's why beta-carotene is an essential part of the vitamin and mineral formula that makes Centrum more complete than any leading brand. So picture yourself as healthy as this. And supplement your diet with Centrum, more complete from A to Zinc. And for children, Centrum Junior, more complete than any leading brand.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
Now there's help for children struggling to survive alone on city streets. It's Child Alert from Christian Children's Fund. For only $25, you can help provide a street child with meals, clothing, shelter, even medical care for an entire month. Please, call now.
Everything's waiting for you.
Northern Exposure, coming soon to CBS.
In Ashland, Mars Hill, Presque Isle, and Caribou. Buy Classic Coke in your local Coca-Cola bottler of Presque Isle. Buy True Value. You can do it with True Value hardware stores. Buy Shop and Save, where you'll find lower prices all the time. And buy Bangor Savings Bank, serving Maine families and businesses since 1852.
You're watching WAGM TV 8.
Steven Seagal is an honest cop.
You don't know who you're dealing with
an attitude.
This maniac should be waiting a number, not a badge.
But when a group of killers escape justice...
I can make you disappear.
...and threaten the lives of the ones he loves...
Take your wife and family and get them someplace safe now.
He takes the law into his own hands.
I don't care how I have to get at these guys.
A network television premiere.
You guys think you're above the law. You ain't above the law.
Above the Law Network.
Is someone joining you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Blind date.
Hi, I'm...
Julie? It's nice to meet you.
Why don't we go someplace else?
The rest is up to you.
When sore muscles or minor arthritis pain hold you back, you need strong medicine. Ben Gay with not just one, but 2 pain relievers. Warming power for fast relief. Helps get you going again. Ben Gay. Fast, strong medicine for pain relief.
Hey, America's biggest laundry event of the year is on now at Sears Brand Central, where this large capacity Capri washer is only $288. Matching dryer, $238. Ooh, but hurry, because before you can say spin cycle, it's over.
Today, there's a diet pill that can help you lose weight without caffeine to make you nervous.
All my life I've been struggling with my weight. With Dexatrim, I finally lost weight, and without being hungry.
No matter what else you've tried, Dexatrim can help you lose weight. Just one works all day, morning through bedtime, to control your appetite and help you lose weight.
Dexatrim did it for me. I lost weight and feel great.
Today's caffeine-free Dexatrim. Nothing works harder to help you lose weight. Nothing.
My mother doesn't call Jordan as often as she'd like. She's kind of frugal, and we're 3,000 miles away. So one day, I'm dialing this 800 number, and it hits me. If I had an 800 number, my mother could call me anytime, free of charge, too. Why can't people have 800 numbers? So last month, I sent her a package, and it was my new MCI Personal 800 card, then a note. Her cuteness and love, called toll-free now.
Free personal 800 calls on Mother's Day.
Let me tell you my fantasy. I'm driving with the stereo on, the sunroof's open, just me and Michael, winding our way to this little bed and breakfast in my Nissan Stanza. Oh, I know, as fantasies go, it sounds pretty tame. But you should see my real life.
I won't wear anything without Cross Your Heart, because great looks start with Cross Your Heart. With crisscross shaping, I always look better.
The Cross Your Heart bra. Great looks start with Cross Your Heart from Playtex.
The fit that makes the fashion.
All you needed to feel fresh then was baby powder, and it's all you need now. New Playtex Baby Powder Tampons. A light, gentle scent. Playtex New Edition Baby Powder Tampons.
It's all you need to feel baby powder fresh.
When this guy slips on it, you better hold on. Looks like Rusty's back in town.
The Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace stock car. It's tearing up tracks everywhere.
All across America, people have discovered a big plus, the wonderful, easy way to remove stains from their teeth. Their smiles are Plus White smiles, thanks to the remarkable product Plus White. Only Plus White has the patented gel formula that works so well it even removes coffee and tobacco stains. Plus White. Baseball star Lenny Dykstra uses it for whiter, brighter teeth and a great smile. The patented Plus White formula for the Plus White smile. Get it.
Above the Law will continue.
Wednesday, a marriage is falling apart.
I'm too tired for this, okay?
But does she really have any choice?
I didn't know you wanted to get pregnant.
I don't.
WIOU, Wednesday.
The time is prime for the madness of March. Prime time Thursday and Friday. Check local listings for your team and your time. March Madness on CBS.
The ventriloquist. Could his stolen dummy pull the strings on a crime?
Conspiracy, perjury, and murder.
An all-new Murder, She Wrote, Sunday.
This is CBS. For the latest fashions, stop into Deshane's. From a petite-sized 5 to a generous 24.5. Deshane's Family Fashions, Grand Falls.
Living, loving, building, growing. Hometown proud America.
We're hometown proud of the Parody brothers, Ron, Maurice, Roger, and Ken, owner-operators of Parody's IGA in Madawaska, where quality is king. Their produce is fresh, and only the best makes it to your basket. Their market offers selected hot cuts of meat and seafood. Their staff is always ready to serve you. Parody's IGA, where you can count on quality. Thanks, Parody's.
America, IGA.
Stay with the best on WAGM TV 8.
New Jack Zurlane, spectacular, a state-of-the-art gangster movie. Thumbs up, fresh and honest, Roger Ebert. New Jack City, rated R, now playing everywhere.
I used to have dandruff, so I tried Head & Shoulders. Then I tried Selsun Blue. Blue is better.
Selsun Blue relieves dandruff flaking better than Head & Shoulders. And doctors recommend it more than Head & Shoulders, Denorex, and Tegrin.
Blue is better.
Selsun Blue.
Look who lost 354 pounds, and here's how.
Well, I lost 30 pounds in 3 months with Ultra Slim Fast.
I lost 25 pounds in 3 months.
I lost 40 pounds in 4 months with Ultra Slim Fast.
I lost those last 10 hard-to-lose pounds in only a month.
They all did it with a delicious Ultra Slim Fast shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner.
You want to feel great? Lose weight.
If we can do it, you can do it. Ultra Slim Fast.
Give us a week, we'll shake off the weight.
Innocent people are being victimized every day.
Give me your money now, sucker.
No problem. Finally, there is someone to speak for them.
Is there a problem here?
You cannot handle this by yourself.
No problem.
In his explosive motion picture debut, Jeff Speakman is the perfect weapon. Rated R. Starts Friday, March 15th at theaters everywhere.
Let's see, there's my sister Kate in Waynesboro. She lets me know who's cheating on who. My cousin Delbert in Maynardsville. He tells me all about the local gamblers. And my friend Emily in Sweetwater. She reports on floods, fires, and cave-ins. Without them, how could I write my songs?
Why is Tammy Wynette making a list of the people she calls long distance the most and giving it to MCI? Find out March 18th.
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. A fresh look at today's problems. Buy your copy at Walden Books.
Hey, America's biggest laundry event of the year is on now at Sears Brand Central, where this large capacity Capri washer's only $288. Matching dryer, $238. Ooh, but hurry, because before you can say spin cycle, it's over.
When you rinse first with Plax, normal everyday brushing takes on a whole new meaning. Plax, clinically proven to remove more plaque than brushing alone. Like we said, when you rinse first with Plax, normal everyday brushing takes on a whole new meaning. Plax, clinically proven to remove more plaque than brushing alone.